Good morning to one and all. I welcome you all for the today's morning session for the energy engineering. So today I will be discussing about Model 2 diesel power plant. In that I will be discussing applications of diesel power plant. Diesel power plant is used for electrical power generation in capacities ranging from 2 to 50 megawatts. Second, peak load plant. The diesel plants are used in combustion with thermal or hydro plants as peak load power plants. This plant is particularly preferably as peak load plant as it can be started quickly and it has no standby losses as in the cases of thermal plants, whereas the boilers always must be kept hot. Mobile plant. They are commonly used for mobile power generation and are widely used for temporary and emergency purposes such as supplying power to large civil works. Starting stations. The diesel power plant units are suitable for running auxiliaries of steam power plants when starting from cold. Emergency plant. For industries where power requirement is very small, in order to 10,000 kilowatts, diesel power plants become more economical due to higher overall efficiency. Diesel engine power plants are used where power to be generated in small quantity or where standby supply is required for continuity supplies such as hospitals, telephones, exchange, radio stations, etc. Centralization. Central stations. This can be used as central station where the capacity required is small. The limit is generally decided by the cost of the plant and local conditions regarding the availability of fuel and water, space requirements and non-availability of the grid. Next we'll be discussing about essential components of diesel power plants. What comes under essential component? What comes under the components? So what are the important components of the diesel power plant? Engine. Engine is the main component and heart. It is the heart of the power plant which develops the required power. Engine is mounted on a strong foundation and provided with vibration dampers. Engine is directly coupled to generators. Air filters. Second one is air filters. Air filters are superchargers. Atmospheric air is taken into the engine cylinder through air filter. Air filter removes the dust from air before it enters the engine. Supercharger supplies air at the high pressures to engine to provide sufficient air for complete combustion of charge. This increases the output of the engine. Exhaust gas. The exhaust system. This exhaust system includes silencers and connecting ducts. As exhaust gases have high temperatures, heat of exhaust gases is utilized for heating the oil or air supplied to the engine. Next comes fuel system. It contains the storage tank, fuel pump, fuel transfer pump, oil strainers and heaters. Amount of fuel supplied depends on load on the plant. Next comes cooling system. This system includes the water circulating pumps, cooling towers or spray ponds and water filtration or treatment plant. Purpose of cooling system. What is the purpose of cooling system? Is to ensure that the life of the cylinder by extracting heat developed from the engine cylinder walls and hence keeping the temperature within the safe range. Next comes to lubrication system. This lubrication system includes oil pumps, oil tanks, coolers and connecting pipes. This system reduces friction between moving parts and hence reduces wear and tear. Next comes the starting system. System includes starting like compressed air tanks. The tank supplies compressed air to start the engine from cold. Next comes the governing system. What is the necessity of the governing system? Governing system which helps in controlling the speed. Okay, governing engine maintains constant speed of the engine irrespective of load on plant. This is done by varying the fuel supplied to the engine. Next, engine starting. Next will be engine starting methods. The car CI engines are very uses very high compression ratio from 20 to 22, and hence it is difficult to handle crank engine. This necessitates separate starting system for diesel engines. Next comes compressed air system. You can see the sketch in the compressed air system where we will be discussing. This is most suitable method for starting medium and large diesel engines. In this system, high pressure compressed air is supplied from an air tank to the engine inlet through intake manifold. In case of multi-cylinders, engine compressed air enters or one or more of the engine cylinders and forces down the piston to turn the engine shaft. During the meantime, the suction stroke of the other cylinder takes place and compressed air pushes the cylinder and causes the engine shaft rotate. Okay. Next comes electric starting. You can see the electric starting. You can refer the sketch. Which electric starting consists of an electric motor driving a pinion which engages a tooth rim or on an engine flywheel. Electric electric supply for motor is made by using a small electric generator driven by the engine storage capacity, where storage battery of 12 to 36 volt is used to supply power to the electric motor. Electric motor disengages automatically after engine has started. Next comes air intake and admission system of diesel power plant. A large diesel power plant requires about 4 to 8 meter cube per hour of air per kilowatt of power developed. The air contains lot of dust and therefore it is necessary to remove this dust from air before entering into the cylinder, which would be otherwise cause excessive wear in the engine. An air supply system of a diesel power plant begins with an intake located outside the building, provided with filters. If the atmospheric temperature is too low, it causes misfiring on low loads. Under such circumstances, air intake system needs heating, and necessary heating is provided by using heat from the exhaust gases. Occasionally, engines noise may be transmitted back through air intake system to outside air. In such cases, a silencer is provided between the engine and the intake. Okay, following precautions should be taken while constructing a suitable air intake system. Do not locate the air intake system inside the engine room. Do not take air from confined space, as otherwise serious vibrations problems can occur due to air pulsations. Do not use air intake line with too small diameter or which are too long, otherwise engine starvation might occur. Do not install air intake filters in an inaccessible location for easy maintenance. Do not locate the air intake filters close to the roof of the engine room, since serious vibration of the roof may occur due to the pulsating air flow through the filters. Thank you for the today's session. If you have any doubts, you can